Good morning, everybody. We are back. It is the right side of campus, and we are live here on a Tuesday, October 16th, 2018. I'm your host, the big man on campus, getting you ready for another week in football, NBA getting going tonight. Got some baseball as well. A lot to talk about. Donnie, right side, welcome in.
Welcome back. The NBA tonight, Jeff. Two matchups here on the card. I mean, for us Sixer fans, it is kind of exciting. But, after the first game is played, I check back in on the NBA sometime around January when the season actually gets started. But it is fun for a new season to begin. It's another sport out there. I know a lot of people enjoy the NBA. We'll have some fun with it this year and see what's what. But we're right smack dab, Jeff, in the middle of football season. Another really good football game last night from an entertainment perspective. And certainly if you did have those 49ers out there, which looks like everybody had the 49ers last night, congratulations.
Yeah, it's funny though. Before the game, I didn't see anyone on them. Everybody was on the Packers from what I saw, but then after the game, it was I was a smart person and took the 49ers. But whatever you did, welcome in. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully you have a great Tuesday afternoon. And again, Donnie, we have this show every day. We also have the show at 3 o'clock, 2 p.m. Central on WCKG. Make sure you join us for that as well. Plenty to talk about there. Also, hit the like button, say hello. Make sure you communicate with us on the chat box. Donnie, let's get into the show here. We'll start off with a few headlines here this morning and some sad news in the NFL. Microsoft founder Paul Allen has died, the owner of the Seahawks, owner of other teams as well. A guy that, Donnie, I think really without Paul Allen, I mean, we may not be where we are on the internet. I mean, this is a guy that has done a lot for technology and a lot for that city. Paul Allen, dead at the age of 65.
Yeah, no, a guy at one time, before all these product values have risen throughout the NFL when he was owner of the Seahawks a couple years ago, say maybe 10 years ago or so, that he had enough money where he can buy the entire NFL, Jeff, which was kind of impressive. He had that type of bankroll. But, I know, look, he's owned the Blazers, had a lot of money, Microsoft co-founder and all that stuff. But I always got a kick out of Jeff when the Seattle Seahawks were trying to move to Quest Field, whatever they call it now up there in the Northwest, getting out of the Kingdom. He did hold that city hostage over a couple $1 million that he refused to pay for the new stadium. So I always get a kick out of that. Hey, when you're rich, doesn't mean you're just going to spend excessive money out there. And even the super, super rich that can buy 50 stadiums over, you're always going to hold the public up and take their tax money, Jeff.
Donnie, can we ever just say goodbye to somebody? Do we always have to be negative about them?
No, we do. Look, you get good and bad. You're going to have a eulogy out there. Genius guy. Thank goodness for the internet. Had a ton of money. But yet, look, and again, people are rich for a reason out there, Jeff. They're rich because they use every single angle to scrape that last dollar back in their pocket. And that was Paul Allen.
Paul Allen worth $15.8 billion, which would make him, again, these numbers are, I got to find updated numbers. I guess he's probably worth maybe even more than that, probably in the 20 billion at this point. But a rich guy, a guy that, you know, did a lot, I guess you could say. I don't look. I'm not a Seahawks fan. I'm not from this area, so I can't say I know a ton about Paul Allen. But obviously had his philanthropic efforts. Owned the Blazers as well. All sorts of things. So always sad when someone dies. And 65 still pretty young. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. My own grandfather died from that, so I definitely know about that. But very sad always to see someone die.
Mhm.
But whatever your opinion on him, he has passed away at the age of 65. Did get a Super Bowl, Donnie, with the Seattle Seahawks
And built a
in 2000.
fantastic football stadium, by the way. Like, if you are an NFL owner, right, Jeff, and you look at it, this is the main reason why I actually really like Paul Allen and the way he set up that Seattle franchise. You know what he said, Jeff? Give me a really small footprint stadium. Give me a reason where the fans are going to come and be a part of the game and be so loud the other team can't hear. Because in today's new day and age, Jeff, what happens with new stadiums? You build a stadium like Jerry World, where if you sit up top, you need to have binoculars to see the football field. One of the few guys that actually said, you know what, Jeff? I have all the money in the world. If I build a stadium on this tiny footprint in Seattle, because I believe it's the smallest footprinted stadium in the NFL, which, for layman's terms means it's squeezed into a small property and everything is condensed there, and said, I'm going to give my team the ultimate advantage in home field advantage. When most owners, Jeff, what are they looking for? luxury box suites, the biggest stadium they can have, and charge the most prices they have. Now, I don't know about the prices in Seattle, but credit to him for actually building on purpose, Jeff, a home field advantage. Kudos to him for that innovation.
Sure. Sure, sure. Also, never married, didn't have any children. Was considered a recluse at times. Um, Donnie, you always get interesting comments on these chats. I get, people have their own opinions, but I mean, this Capper John guy. I mean, he's made some bizarre comments. He made comments about Bill Cosby that he should be freed. He's also making comments that if Paul Allen would eat a salad on a regular. But what is that supposed to mean, John? I mean, he
Get
had
some of that
cancer.
roughage in you.
He had cancer. What is that supposed to mean? I mean, this guy has had some bizarre, odd comments. I don't know what his deal is. Have some respect, John. I mean, seriously. You all are the same guy that says you think Bill Cosby should be let out. I mean, get a grip, John. Seriously. He had cancer. What is that, Donnie? What does salad have to do with cancer? He's cancer.
I don't know. I'm not too sure
What's he
about that.
supposed to do? I
Yeah.
mean, have some compassion, will you? Jesus. But rest in peace, to Paul Allen. Let's move on here. Tyreek Hill is going to press charges on the person that threw beer on him at Foxborough. Look, I'm all for a little fun. I'm all for it is what it is. Look, this is kind of a weak move by Tyreek Hill to press charges. I mean, come on, man. I mean that's a little bit rough.
How many?
I
How
mean,
many charges? How much is Khabib? How many people are getting charges pressed by Khabib when he left the arena and just got showered in beer from 19 different shot from
no
beers?
one. How many people got charged when at the Palace, Malice at the Palace, when they threw beer on all those people? I mean, give me a break, Tyreek Hill. I mean, it's the same guy though. I mean, Donnie, this guy's had his own legal issues too. I mean,
Yeah, he does.
maybe.
He does.
I mean, is this guy serious with this? I mean, pressing charges. The guy's like 20. Okay, look. Am I going to say that this fan's not a moron? No, of course he is. There's no place for this. I mean, I get you make a mistake, you maybe do something you shouldn't, and that fan probably shouldn't be able to be at that stadium again. But the press charges legally against him. I mean, I don't know. Seems a bit weak to me.
No, it does, Jeff. Real quick on some news coming across the wire here, Jeff. You'll like this one, right? The
Uh,
USBWA has selected Fran Dunphy as the winner of the 2019 Dean Smith Award, given annually to an individual in college basketball who embodies the spirit and values of the late North Carolina coaching great. So, Jeff, Temple, getting rid of Fran Dunphy too soon? I mean, come on. Maybe he's got a couple years left in there.
Oh my God, give me a grip. Fran Duffy should have been fired 5 years ago. It's one of the main reasons, Dottie, Temple basketball has become what it is. Fran Dunphy's the reason for that. Fran Dunphy's just because he's a nice guy doesn't mean we should keep giving him a job. He's a fine guy. He's a fine individual. Great family. He's done a lot for the city. Great coach. Basketball legend. Philly lifer. But give me a break with this. I mean, he's a. What does he embody? What values does he embody? The fact that you never get to the tournament, and you can't do anything long
I
term.
guess he's getting that
What is
award
that?
I guess with the FBI investigations, because we do know for a fact Temple pays no money, which is why every single kid leaves the city and doesn't go to Temple. So maybe he's getting the award to saying, hey, look, you're not buying any guys from Philadelphia, and you're letting the rest of the country have those guys. Thank you for your effort over there.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, people know my opinions on Fran. Listen, his final season's coming up. It'll be great, but it'll be nice to see him ushered out. It's been too long, too many years, way too long. But hey, good for
Mhm.
Fran. He wins an award. Thank God.
Yes.
Um, so Donnie, you think this pressing charges stuff is peak, right?
Yeah, I mean, you should have it as like a badge of honor. Like I just, did your team so dirty out there. You fans are so angry that you got to throw beers on me. You know what I mean? You might even like make a
Yeah.
mockery of it after the game. Either if they would have lost, like, or excuse me, won the game, probably would be a little bit different. You probably would see a picture from the locker room with him holding a couple Bud Lights, drinking them, saying, thanks for the beer, New England, or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of look, fans shouldn't do that. And pressing charges is, I don't know what you actually would get out of it there. I think New England Patriots still handled themselves. They singled the guy out. He'll be embarrassed at work, and he's not allowed back to New England Patriot football games. But I don't really know what is he going to have to pay like a $50 fine? Like what's actually the fine for that?
I'm not sure. I listen, Donnie. I won't lie and say that I haven't. Like, I've never thrown beer on people, but I have. I mean, I've said some shit to people that at games I probably shouldn't have. I
Yeah,
remember
but that's not that's
the,
not the same thing.
the game 2 weeks ago. I mean, when they who was the guy that ran the ball back for the Vikings? The big guy, the interception. It was that I forget whoever it was. I mean, I think people were very. I mean, people. I saw people, screaming and throwing the finger
Oh,
up,
they
but
do that at
nobody
every
threw it.
stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got to be willing to. You can't throw it to beer. I mean, that's a little bit different. Stadium security should have dealt with it. Ushered the fan out. Um, what's the charge there, Donnie? Disorderly conduct. I mean,
I guess, yeah,
again, I mean,
exactly.
it's very minimal, the charge.
But they
I
they
heard
got
people
they
saying the
got
guy's
they got they got him singled out though, and he has that one, you're not allowed back in the stadium, stuff like that. So I mean, look, it's maybe if you hit him like in the head with the beer bottle from like the upper deck, okay, assault. But
sure.
I don't know, you can have really assault with some alcohol, and it was I
Yeah,
don't know, it was just
listen,
a splash at him. He shouldn't have did it, and the guy's going to get in trouble for it. But I don't know what you get out of pressing charge. Like nobody's ever going to do this again. Somebody will next
yes,
week.
we're setting an example out of this. First of all, let's keep this all in mind, Donnie. Everyone always wants to jump to conclusions and say, "Oh, well, what if Tyreek Hill threw a punch at the fan? You'd be all over him." He
Yeah,
didn't
you
do
would
that
be.
though. But he didn't do that. I don't have to worry about that. He didn't do that. He that has nothing to do with that. We're working in semantics again. That's what people do on this show. They work in semantics. It's wait, well, what if this happened? It didn't happen though. The fan threw
Now
a
now
beer.
let me change it
Whatever.
right. Let's change the let's because I see like haha $300. I've never seen anybody throw beer, not a beer bottle, beer at somebody and get a $300 fine and a couple nights in the slammer. I mean, dudes are fist fighting and knocking people out and not spending 3 nights in the slammer for doing that. So what happens if we change it, Jeff, where the guy had a cup of water and threw the water at him? Is that an assault charge? Or is it an assault charge because it's alcohol? Hey, somebody
Tyreek
threw
Hill's a
water at me in the stands. Is that the same? Would we have the same conversation, Jeff, if the guy had a Poland Spring bottle of water and splashed Tyreek Hill with it? Is it the same conversation? That guy threw water on him. Or is it alcohol?
no.
Is why it's very disrespectful?
I would have said the beer slipped out of my hand. I didn't mean to do that. I got bumped from
Yeah, I was
behind. It
angry. Nah,
got
yeah.
knocked
I
out of
mean,
my hand. Sorry.
I think that
No,
I
like
think
what
the
if you
New
just said you
England.
got what if you
Yeah,
said you got
the guy
bumped?
from
It got
behind me knocked it, and I didn't think I
yeah.
had anything left, and I was like, say, hey, you
Yeah.
can't do that, and the beer came out. Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah,
ain't getting away with
that's what
that.
I would
No.
have said. Tyreek Hill's a rat. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a rat move by him. Weak ass move. Um, he set an example. You're gonna go set an example to everyone in New England for not doing that again. Yeah, it's an assault charge. Get a fucking grip, dude.
How about water though? How about if it was a bottle of water that a little bit of water came out and hit Tyreek Hill? Is that an assault charge?
I'm not
That's I
sure.
like. I would like to know that. Is alcohol the reason why it's an assault charge, or if it was like water? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have just said it slipped. Somebody hit me in the back. Sorry. Um, Habib and Floyd. Habib comes out, Donnie, saying that this is Habib's week. He just comes out and says whatever he wants. And now he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather, according to reports. He also turned down a large amount of money to fight at Bellator from 50 Cent. 50 Cent got involved, saying that if Khabib would leave UFC right now, he'd pay him $2 million to fight. Khabib then asked him to come to Dagestan and hang out with him, and then 50 Cent said okay, and then it was the trainer got involved, or not the trainer, his manager got involved, and 50 Cent wasn't happy, and now Khabib and 50 don't like each other. It's a very random story, but Donnie, I'll ask you, what would you set the line at Floyd against Habib?
I don't know. It's like something ridiculous would be out there. I wouldn't even like. Why would Vegas even put a line on it? Because all anybody would do is put like $5 on Khabib if it's some outrageous price. You know what I mean?
Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, we saw this story before. Habib wants to fight. Connor did too. We saw what Floyd did to him. I'll tell you this, Donnie, I'm sure you would buy this fight, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, probably just for the event of it all because they're more fun than actual UFC fights to me. So I probably would be interested in tuning in.
Beans Boy Twan. Talk about sports and stop getting personal. Um, oh, that's what we do in the show, pal. Donnie, we have to get that on a shirt. Talk about sport. Do you
Oh,
have
we've
that,
already
don't you?
made those shirts. Yeah, exactly. Thought this
Yeah,
was a
we gotta
sports
get
show. Yeah,
those.
we've done that.
We gotta get those on.
Khabib.
You gotta
Yeah, I don't know who
you
would
gotta
actually
wear
want to watch the fight, but I mean, outside of like, to the mainstream guys, outside of Conor McGregor and, Ronda Rousey, I couldn't name two fighters in the UFC. So, I mean, that's really what's going. Like, I had no idea who Khabib was until this fight came on, but I'm not that guy that UFC's looking for. Like, Conor has that megawatt star power. Ronda Rousey had that megawatt star power. Everybody else in the UFC is just a guy.
Yeah. This is that Habib is a fascinating person. I like learning about that guy. He's fascinating to me.
It's actually good
All
that
those
Conor brought him into the line. They should thank Conor McGregor, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, who the hell would know who Nate Diaz is or Khabib at this point if Conor McGregor wasn't such a knucklehead out there hyping up the fights? They owe him, like UFC owes him a debt of gratitude, don't they? Though I mean, he might be like that Chuck Liddell now, getting knocked out, maybe more of a scene than actually a good fighter. But UFC got to thank their lucky stars they ever found Conor McGregor, man. Jesus.
Speaking of this, Donnie, again, this isn't on our report. I just wanted to bring this up to you. I saw yesterday Chechnya, obviously, which is close to Khabib. Did you see that woman that claims she's 129 years old? Did you see
I
that?
did see somebody retweet something like that, some old lady.
I think it
Yeah,
might have
yep,
been
yep.
Gabe Morency. He might have put it out or something. But this woman, Donnie, Koku
I need a test.
uh,
Yeah, I need her tested, though, Jeff. I'm not
Istanbulova.
actually believing it. Yeah, I'm not believing it.
No,
I need
there
like a
is a
DNA
testament.
test or something.
There's a proven document, some kind of Chechnyan document that says she was born in 1889. Has her name, has her photo, has it looks notated as well. Um, she also
Yeah, but
claims, Donnie, that
maybe she has one of those like Dikembe Mutombo birth certificates or El Duque where they're really like, 20 years or 30 years off on their age.
maybe, but she's made some sad comments now. She commented saying that she's not had a single day of happiness in her life. She's also was mentioning that she was involved with, she was basically deported under Joseph Stalin. She saw her family eaten by dogs. His father was thrown off a train, buried alive. People she saw. Very fascinating woman. Very sad too. She was
Makes you happy you live
102,
in the
Donnie.
United States. My goodness.
She,
Jeez.
she was 102 when the USSR fell. She was 55 when World War II ended. Wow. And she calls this long life she's lived a punishment. Seems like a sad woman, Donnie. I mean, my God. I mean, a long life, and she seems not happy with anything.
Yeah, her 401k must have ran out a long time ago. My goodness,
Settle down,
129.
Donnie.
Jeez.
Settle down. Donnie making some jokes about a 129-year-old woman.
I can't even believe
Um,
it. I saw the number. I'm like, is it even possible? Like I had like somebody needs to take a look at like her heart or whatever and try to duplicate that, man. Because if you can give somebody like a guy like look like Paul Allen, Jeff had all the money in the world and lived half the life of this woman.
no,
Like how
that's
much
that's
money
what I
spent on getting that vitality? You know what I mean?
that's what I told. That's what my brother and I were talking about. I said to my brother, I said, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're gonna
Yeah,
go. You're gonna go.
take your
And
time. Yeah.
when Donnie, when you die, you go to the morgue just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Just because you're rich, don't mean you don't go to the morgue. It's wild, really. But 129, my God, if that's actually true, Jesus. Um, let's keep it moving here. What do we
Jeff, hold
got
on, real
here?
quick in here. Like, I'm not even going to get into politics, but if you saw yesterday the
Sure.
DNA testing, it's the big thing now,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like now the only reason I bring this up because I don't give a damn. Like if like every politician, every single politician, Democrat, Independent, Green Party, Republican, they're all liars. You know what I mean? They're all liars. Like they do one thing, do another. But you know what's interesting throughout life myself, which like, I should have used this card, right? If I have 25% Cuban in me, I should have checked every box going into college where if I needed financial aid or I was
Yeah.
applying for a job, every time I always listed white on the applications wherever it asked me.
Yeah. Well.
I never thought to play the race card one single time. And you know what? It probably would have helped me get different ways in life. Like, oh yeah, minority. Like I could have been listed as a minority. Why would you think for gain yourself that you would have to like aren't you just good enough on your own where you don't have to lie and say dumb stuff? But like to me, Why didn't I just check every box? Maybe I could have got a better deal all the way through life because I could have used a minority on there. What, like, I don't understand that
So,
in point, and I don't even want to get political on it, but I find that absolutely. Can you imagine, Jeff? You say you're Italian heritage, you're Albanian heritage, and we call you out, Jeff, and you go, oh, 15, generations ago, one guy you knew was Albanian, so you claim Albanian. Like, you would be disgusted if you were an Albanian if that was the case, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Say, I'm Albanian. Well, I'm less than a half of a percent Albanian. That's kind of disrespectful to your race, isn't it? Or your ethnicity.
uh, well, again, I mean, it's virtually look. I'm going to make this very clear. It's virtually impossible to know exactly what you are. Again, these DNA sites, I don't know that I trust them anyway. But look, if you have your four parents and kind of where they're from, or your four grandparents, you know where they're from, and it's very,
Yeah,
very
like,
simple.
come
But
on,
in this case,
exactly. Yeah.
like it's such a minute, like she's 1 in 1,024th Native American. I mean, again,
And
what
you
does
would
that mean?
claim
Why?
that. Like, and you're
Yeah.
trying, like, I wouldn't even care about, like, if you got a DNA test back and it gave you, like,
I guess
13
you are.
nationalities, you're like, oh, that's really neat. But if you played that card your whole life, you know what I mean? Like, if I find out, like, my grandmother wasn't 100% Cuban, Spanish, whatever you want to say, Latino, I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
Graham, why would you say that? Because I've been saying that my whole life. Like, here's our, ethnicity here. And
Well,
now
I
that's
guess
a
you
complete
are.
lie. Why would you do that?
I guess she technically is, Native American. I don't know. Look, I hear you. Um, I guess it's just for her own gain. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yes, I mean, it was completely for political gain. Because if you're gonna run around and say I'm a Native American, or for me, like, hey, Cuban, look at me. Like, I never ever even thought to even use that as, like, you know what? I can probably get ahead here with like, if I'm going for a promotion, like, I always like to say in my other life, working for mortgage companies, and you're going for a promotion, and you say, dude, I'm ethnic. You like, I'm gonna get the step. I never in a million years even thought that. Best man for the job. Who is it? You know what I mean? Disgraceful stuff.
You guys are so prejudiced. If an Eagles fan had thrown beer in the face at Foxborough, you guys would have want the death sentence for that guy that threw the beer. No, actually, I wouldn't have. I would have said the same thing I just said. Raymond Coker, this show sucks today. Well, so do you. So feel free to hit the X button and go watch something else. Raymond, what else do we have here? Le'Veon
NBA opening
Bell.
night. Yeah, opening. Oh yeah, we'll go Le'Veon Bell. Let's talk a little Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah,
This is a good
quickly.
story.
For the 8,000th time, Le'Veon Bell doesn't report the Steeler camp. But what a surprise!
But not
And
even.
he's
It's not
not
that it's
expected.
not reporting, Jeff. It's that the Steelers say we haven't even talked to the guy since like last year. What
Yeah,
is going? Oh, like what? Like, look, I understand. Like, Connor's a pretty good running back, right? That you have now, and he's running well. But Le'Veon Bell is going to take it to the next level. You would think like there's like, hey, look, we could never come to an agreement on contract, but let's stay in touch out there. We can't. Nobody can make any more money here, but just keep us in the loop. When do you want to come back? We'll make it happen. We'll see if we can make it work. We're not going to release you from the franchise tag. We just go be a free agent somewhere else. We would like you to play here, and we understand you want to save your touches, and we'll get you back week 8 or 9, and we'll see if we can make a playoff run. Then you can make your money as a free agent next year. But the simple fact, Jeff, that nobody knows anything. Like, is he in today? And you see the reports from Adam Schefter. Steelers meeting at 2:00, and no signs of Le'Veon Bell. It sort of makes me laugh. Like, what in the hell is going on out here?
Yeah, he's like AWOL basically. No one knows where he is. He's just basically left, and no one has any idea. Sad, really, for the team. I mean, what a rude, what a inconsiderate jackass he is.
And again,
If you're the Steelers, at what point do you cut your losses here?
No, see, you're doing this on purpose as a negotiation ploy for the next few guys coming down the road. Because if you say one of those teams, Jeff, are like, we don't negotiate unless you're in camp, and then your best player holds out and he's not in camp and you give him a deal, what's the next great player on your team going to say? Yeah, I'm not falling for that rule again. I'll just stay out and I'll get the same amount of money. They're just holding on to him right now saying, look, if we cut him, we get nothing here. But we're not going to show a precedent where the next guy coming down the line that we slap a tag on, he's going to watch the way this plays out. So when the Steelers say, we're not giving you a new deal, and we're willing to have one of our best football players sit for half of the year, that sets the precedent for down the line. They're not just going to release him because the next guy will play that card and be like, they released Le'Veon Bell. They'll do the same thing for me, so I'll just sit it out and not even and just tell him I'm not coming back. So it is a business move on the Steelers' part.
NBA's back tonight. A couple games here on the card. NBA always fun. Always good to see what's going on in the league. We get 2 games tonight, Donnie. What are your thoughts on the NBA season? Who are you going anywhere else but the Warriors to win the title? I hope not.
No, look, I'm a Philadelphia fan, so I like the Sixers are good. They're fun to watch, but to be honest with you, I watch maybe a couple minutes here and there of Sixers basketball. If the NBA is on, I'll just see like the final score because you'll see it on Twitter who had what, and you just maybe want to track it. But until the playoffs, I'm really out on the NBA. It just doesn't interest me that much. College basketball is awesome, and the NFL, college football sways, and I don't even want to say hockey. I watch the Flyers a couple minutes at a time. So those two sports very low in the rung, but I do like the NBA playoffs though. So, but yeah, it's Golden
Donnie,
State or nobody.
let's
Again, wins the.
all right, Donnie, cut the preamble. Eastern Conference, who wins? Who wins the Western Conference?
I'm going to say what the Celtics. I guess who else would there even be? I mean, the Sixers will be up there, but I think we can agree the Celtics are probably on paper the better team, right?
Sure, sure. Yeah, I'm not a bad pick, Donnie. Celtics and who you go? Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. What about the only sport on the planet where before the season starts you already know who the champion is? That's
Yeah,
what kills
yeah.
the NBA, doesn't it,
Great
man?
league.
Jeez,
Great
man.
league. What a league. Uh, I'll go. Uh, I'll go with the same. I think the Golden State Warriors will cruise to another title.
Like, what
Look,
is
the
the
only
point? Like,
lacking.
no, go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I
I
was
was
just
just
gonna
going
say,
to
like,
point
the
out
what
with
is
the
the
Warriors.
point of the NBA?
I don't know.
Like,
A good
like the
question.
regular season. What is the actual point of the regular season in the NBA? And let's just say if you're a Laker fan, you got LeBron, so you might want to tune in. That's really fun, right? Golden State Warriors, you want to enjoy the dynasty. But outside of those two teams, maybe the Rockets a little bit, but outside of those guys, the point of your NBA franchise is non-existent for the rest of the teams. It doesn't even matter. Like you just and say, I just want to go down to the game and watch basketball because 97% of the teams in the league have absolutely zero shot at winning a title. What is the point of the NBA season or league? I don't understand.
No, I mean I don't disagree with you. I've said that before. I mean, you look at the teams that are in that 6 to 8 spot or even 5. I mean, they have no chance to win the title. It's just a league dominated by very good teams.
Yeah, like you wake up
Listen,
and you're I don't know, a Bulls fan, or you wake up and you're just like a Milwaukee Bucks fan, and you say, "Hey, the NBA season's starting today, and we have zero shot." Like what? Like at least in the NFL, like you have like 15 teams that actually like, you know what? If things break right, we can win. In the NBA, you wake up opening day like today, and you should just crown the Golden State Warriors and be done with the season and get to next year.
listen, Golden State's going to cruise to another title. It's not even close. Uh, the one thing they had lacked over the last few years is a big. They have that big now.
And they can just
Coming off
rest
the
them all. You
bench.
don't have to rush them back. They can actually just like, what can they do with Boogie Cousins, Jeff? Just say, you know what? Come back in April when you're completely healthy, and we'll just make a playoff run with you, and we'll have fun.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to even be tested. It's not even going to be close. They're way better than everyone else, and if you think otherwise, you're just trying to be different. Kiss the ring. Look, I don't like Golden State. I'm not a fan of a lot of the players on this team, but I recognize greatness. I'm a LeBron fan. I am. I've Donnie and I have made that very clear. But I thought the move to LA was more a life decision than a basketball one. Do I
Yeah,
think
but
the
he's
Lakers will be
arguably the
better?
best
Sure.
player of all time. So you know what I mean? Like you'll watch if you're a Laker fan or you like just like basketball as a product. When the Lakers come on, you'll watch because it's fun to watch the greatest players of all time, regardless of what team they are. But outside of them, it's just like okay, everybody in the East, we're just gonna have a our own separate little party here, and then be served up to be slaughtered in the finals. I mean, it's just the way
Here,
the NBA
here's
works.
here's the good thing. At least the team that we root for is relevant. That I don't think anyone would be surprised if they made a run. Do I think they will? No, I don't think they'll beat Boston. I was not happy with this team at the end of last season. I made it clear. I won't be very happy if they don't do anything, and they didn't do anything. We were made all these promises that they were going to go out and do something, and what do you know? Season starts today, and they're the same team as last year. In fact, they've actually lost a few players. Do I think they're better than they were last year? I think they're very much the same. They still have plenty of weapons. Embiid, Ben Simmons. I think Markel Fultz is going to be a terrific player in the NBA. I think he's worked incredibly hard, and I think working in the NBA, if you work hard, you look at a guy like Kawhi Leonard. When he came out of college, Kawhi Leonard was a good player. He wasn't a great one. He became a great player. You could become a great player like Markel Fultz, can be if he works hard. And I think the shot is gotten better. I think he's going to be a bit of a weapon for them. But do I think they could beat Boston? No, I don't. But if I was Boston, I would have traded Gordon Hayward. That's one thing I would have did. There's too many players. I wonder how they'll be able to get on with that.
Yeah,
Too
you're
many
right about
players.
that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because the more guys need the ball, and Kyrie's going to want the ball, and Tatum's going to be back there. He wants the ball. We saw how good he was. It'll be interesting to see because, the problem is, it's a nice problem to have too much talent on your basketball team. But when it works so well one season, then you add a couple different parts because Golden State's going to add Boogie Cousins, but not for a while, and he's going to be a bit part. But you're adding two guys like Gordon Hayward's a scorer, Kyrie Irving's coming back in the mix. Now, where does that leave Tatum? So it'll be interesting to watch how Boston
Yeah,
melds all those guys back.
there's a lot of bodies. I mean, they all have to. There's only one ball, as they say. As far as the Sixers are concerned, I think they probably are a better team. I mean, I thought they cut some dead weight. Look, Ilyasova, you got rid of him. You moved on from Marco
Bellinelli.
Bellinelli, who look were fine players, but they can't defend the fucking lick. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. I got to tell you, Donnie, I think defensively this team's going to be very good. They'll be one of the better teams in the league. We all know what they have bench wise. I think Wilson Chandler's a solid move. They bring him in. Landry Shamet, keep your eye on him. This guy was shooting the lights out in preseason. Did a pretty nice job there. So he might be a guy to keep your eye on out of Wichita. He comes in the draft. Look, I think it will be, Celtics, Sixers. Can the Sixers beat them? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they will, but it should be a great, playoffs.
There'll be a
And
lot
we
of
at least
hot
have a
takes by tomorrow morning, Jeff, right? You have one game down. Let's just say the Sixers lose by 10 in Boston. Sixers stink. They didn't even improve themselves. Or if the Sixers beat Boston tonight, it'll be like, oh, my God, Sixers are the favorites now to win the East. It's going to be fun.
Again, guys, yes, the goal though, and we'll spend some time on this each day. I know Donnie's not a big NBA guy, but we will overlook guys the lines, see where their money is made tonight. I kind of have an idea. There's only 2 games tonight, so we might might not be much on the card tonight, but I'll tell you this: a game that looks real good to me, Donnie.
Yeah.
Okie City plus the points against Golden State. Golden State's a fade against the number. Look, they're very good, but they don't cover spread. So that would be
Even
something that you
without
should keep
Russ?
your eye on.
What are they going to do without Russ, though? Golden State or Oklahoma
I
City?
couldn't, I couldn't care less. I
Might be
almost
a better
prefer
team.
that.
Might be a better team overall without Russ, right?
The
Not
thing
worried
is,
about
Donnie,
stats,
I've
about
talked
winning.
before. Yeah, right. Exactly. I've talked before. When the best player's out on that team, I want to bet that team. Generally, people overrate that. They put way too much stock into it. I'm hoping this line goes up a little. We'll see how it goes. We'll check the line a little bit later.
Mhm.
Let's move on. Brewers get a W last night, Donnie. We'll talk about that with baseball here in a second. We got 2 games tonight. We got about 20 minutes to go here. Quickly, Donnie, let's recap Monday night. A good game, an interesting game. Niners blow it, and that was really the truth of the matter. Niners blow it. Aaron Rodgers was very good in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter. Beathard was fine, did some good things, threw a bad pick kind of later in the game. Um, what do you say, Donnie? Aaron Rodgers is just very good. Uh, he does what he does and had a great game. Big win for the
Yeah,
Packers.
he handles everything. A big third down run that he had on his one leg. So we'll see how actually injured he is moving forward to get the bye week. So imagine coming out of the bye, he'll be ripe and ready to go for the rest of the football season because they do have a gauntlet coming up. That we're going to go to play the Rams, going to play the New England Patriots. So they have some tough games up and needed that one. But I thought the 49ers played well, and it shows to be something like when you have a good football coach, right, Jeff? You can have bad football teams out there. You can get a lot of injuries. But it seems like the offensive scheme by the 49ers and Shanahan is fantastic. Like it's almost, even this Jimmy. I know. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than C.J. Beathard is, but it seems like on the outer shell that you could just get away with playing with a decent quarterback, and that offensive scheme is going to work. It's no wonder where Jimmy G was loving it when he got out there, and you saw how well he played last year heading down the stretch. And this is still a banged up football team. Wait till they get some weapons, go out sign a wide receiver or two for the next year. They should be good, and hopefully Jimmy G comes back from that knee injury, is able to operate just like he did in the past. But from the game last night overall, look. Come on, Richard Sherman. You didn't have to hold anybody on that play. You might even end up winning the football game, but said and done, the 49ers had the football in a tie game and threw an interception. There was a key play, I believe, where they were only up, 4 points where C.J. Beathard missed. I believe it was Kittle in the flat when they were heading into the red zone, could have had a big first down and maybe punched it in for a touchdown, and all intents and purposes ended that football game. You can't leave the door open for Aaron Rodgers, especially at home. He's going to knock it down, especially against a bad defense, and that's what happened last night.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. did the 49ers get blown out? No. Again, the line, Donnie, late in the night, around 7, 8 o'clock, you saw them move down to 8.5. Didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, the whole world was on the Green Bay as far as the number was concerned. Was it any surprise to you that San Francisco covered? I mean, is Green Bay really a team that should be laying double digits right now?
No, with every show I've done, I've been, telling people this isn't the Green Bay Packers that we're used to of the past 5 years where they just, move up and down the field and play decent defense. Something is missing. I mean, look, they are a little bit injured. No Randall Cobb on offense, Geronimo Allison, but you still have Devontae Adams out there, Jimmy Graham, semi-healthy offensive line, but the defense stinks, and that's going to be a problem moving forward where we have buy or sell a couple signals down on here. So there's one buy or sell we're going to go over with the Green Bay Packers. But they haven't shown me a lot on the season. Outside of a nice win against the Buffalo Bills at home, they should have lost last night. I was actually rooting for them to lose last night, but they didn't.
It shocks me that you guys can't see the 49ers giving up the ball game on purpose. Both teams are full of act, always scripting these
Well,
games.
if they gave it up on purpose, aren't we worried about the line more than the game itself? So they did exactly what they were supposed to do then.
I got to ask logical thought. This guy's been known to do this, Donnie. He's been doing it for months. He does it on Gabe's show. He does it on this show. Why do you watch sports then? Like, why not just go do something else? Like, you're on this like crusade to tell everyone that sports are fixed. Like, okay, so if they are, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm betting on them. We're making money on them. Who cares? Why don't you like Donnie? If you didn't like broccoli, would you eat it?
No,
No,
no, I
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't. You would go eat something else. I don't know. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. This guy's been on here for months, like just with this Freemason, like scripted
He's a
Illuminati
Zionist.
stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he
Yeah, it's
sees the
like
future, man.
get a grip. Get someone get this psychopath a straitjacket, will you? This guy's a nut. You know what, Donnie? This guy belongs in that Sopranos episode in that nut ward. Where they, all the crazy people. Ricardo goes. That's where you should go. Logical thoughts and nut.
Yeah, we should go see
Um,
Dr. Cusimano or something.
no, Melfi. You should see
I know,
Jennifer
I
Melfi,
know.
MD. Um, next, yeah. WWE wrestling is fixed. Whoa, that's a surprise. I didn't know that. Um, Donnie, do you where do you rank Aaron Rodgers? Like you don't put him above Tom Brady, do you?
No, nobody's talking about Tom Brady. I don't even want to hear I like when I see that conversation out there. Well, he didn't have no. Tom Brady by a wide margin is the greatest football player of all time, and it's not even close. So,
Yeah, no, I agree.
but Aaron Rodgers,
Big man,
he's what. Yeah, and it's not even about, like Aaron Rodgers. You have to have a Super Bowl, right? But when you look at like Dan Marino back in the day, where the rules were completely different, he's throwing for 400 yards a game. Like there's different caveats out there that you can see, but Aaron Rodgers is right up there, man, right up there with the best of all time at quarterback.
big man on campus. Are you gonna watch the France Germany match today? No, I don't really watch those Nations League games. I'm ready for the domestic season to come back. I'm sick of these international breaks. Um, do I think there'll be goals in that game? Yes, but no, I will not watch that. I don't really watch these. Aaron Rodgers is such a herb. All right. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Donnie? Herb.
He's just like a geek, like a one of those bumpkins.
Interesting. A herb is
Yeah, guy's such a
plant
herb,
with
man.
leaves. Okay. Oh, a herb. Okay, a moron,
Yeah.
a nerd and a moron. Okay.
Yes. There you
Think
go.
about. I don't see him like that. I always see him as he's kind of
No, he's a
corny.
weird guy. No, he is. That guy brings up a good
Yeah.
point. He is a weird
He's
dude
a
who
weird
doesn't talk
guy.
to his family, and there
Okay.
was,
Yeah.
nobody saw him with a girl for a while, and now he gets a girl, and it's just really, I don't know. He is a weird. But then again, Jeff, superstar athletes sometimes are wired a little bit different. That's why they're so great. So I guess it's a little bit of Picasso in his head. I don't know. He is a weird cat though.
That's a good point, Gone White. Nick Cannon is bad. He's the worst. I hate Nick Cannon. That he is such a douche. That guy is the
Yeah, but he
absolute
was
worst.
sensational in Can't Buy Me Love or whatever it was.
Love don't cost a thing. Yeah, it was his
There
only
you go.
movie
Yeah.
ever made. Nick Cannon is the. I'll tell you what though. Nick Cannon has made a lot
How
of
about him and
money.
R. Kelly's song "Gigolo"? Jeff, that was back in your day in high school, man.
No, listen, he's done a lot with absolutely little. Like he had literally one song. It was Gigolo, and
Married a
he
famous
had like
woman.
yeah, he had two movies, Drumline and Can't
Mhm.
Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Gosh,
And
drunk.
like that's literally all he's ever done in his life. but he's somehow like really famous. You know what he does now? He does these shows like he has this Wild and Out show that's quite popular, and he did America's Got Talent. He was like the host or
The
whatever.
host, Ryan Seacrest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is very corny. Like so lame, Nick Cannon. That's a great call. Um but yeah, I didn't know Aaron Rodgers was weird like that. I guess now we do. Uh, so we'll move on to week 7 in the NFL. Got some interesting games which we'll continue to get in throughout the week. I'm sure we'll do that today on the radio show a little bit later. Tonight, Donnie, 2 baseball games, one at 5, one at 8. Typical little late afternoon baseball here. Brewers do take the lead last night, 2-1. First game, though, Red Sox Astros. Astros 130-ish, total 8. Yavaldi Keuchel. Donnie, many Astros fans believe they're going to go down and win both games. Look, Yavaldi throws hard. We all know that. We know what he's all about. Listen, do we even break these down anymore? Do we just give opinion? It's kind of hard, isn't it? I mean, Yavaldi,
No, you're
not a
Jeff, and yeah, and I'm gonna say it again. Last night, I'm watching the NFL game last night, Jeff, and it was like I don't know, second quarter, close to halftime, and I just like changed the channel, and I stumbled onto a baseball game, Jeff. We didn't even talk about baseball on either one of our 2 shows yesterday, and to be honest, I had no idea there was a game on last night, none whatsoever. It's dumbfounding to me, Jeff, because it's a big game. There's not much going on. It's Monday night, Jeff, and I had no clue there was a Major League Baseball game on. And then we look at these 2 games because we're going to put it in there. We're going to talk about it. But Keuchel, Eovaldi, Gonzalez, Hill, and I look at this and be like, you know what, Jeff? Like I have zero interest in either one of these games. I could care less who wins either one.
here's
And
what
it
I'm
won't
going
even
to
be on
say.
the 5 o'clock
I
game. What we
think
talked about that'll be on my TV just because it's 5 o'clock. But I could care less.
I'm going to go Astros Brewers. That's what I'm going to go. Astros Brewers. I think Givaldi shit on the road. I think Houston at home gets the job done. I like Keuchel at home, and I like Gio.
But
I think
funny you
Gio.
brings up a good point, Jeff. Like the games are on TBS, Fox Sports 1. Like maybe if you're on 3, 6, 10, or Fox, like the regular channels, maybe we'll stumble on, we'll have more interest. But the fact that it doesn't even register. Like you're putting these games on like just cable network channels that aren't in my like TBS is not in my rotation whatsoever. You know how in your head you like, oh,
No.
let me just check 851, which for Comcast in this area is like ESPN. They're not
Yes.
even in like even Fox Sports 1, 857 in our area is not in
Yeah.
my rotation unless
Now
I'm looking for a specific game.
TBS is like 825 or something. It's like very
825,
random.
820. I don't even know TNT and TBS. Like I could like 825, 26, whatever it is, not even in my rotation. So when you scroll, like, because usually if you're on CBS and you hit a couple channels up to get to, oh, look, the baseball game's on. I'll watch that. For just like the channel flippers. But for the channel flippers that aren't really looking for a baseball game, if they stumble on it, they might watch it. You're not stumbling on the TBS. You're not stumbling on the Fox Sports 1.
Well, Donnie, that'll be good then because I can get my point across on something else. You know why I
Yes, go
hate
ahead.
the internet, Donnie? You know what I hate about the internet? Well, a lot of things, but one thing I hate the most is everyone has an opinion. Okay, you could literally, Donnie, say that um, I cured cancer last night, guys. Everyone, I've cured cancer. I have the cure. You fucking didn't do it fast enough, or you know, who cares? You're a dick. You're not even a real doc. Always someone has an opinion. So I say Nick Cannon's a cornball. First of all, I didn't say that. Someone in the chat did. I just agree with him. But everyone's like, oh, Nick Cannon's rich. Listen, I said he was rich, Donnie. Didn't I? We said he was rich.
Living a good
He's
life,
just,
yeah.
he's corny as hell. He always has been.
But Jeff, wilding out though, isn't that your show?
I actually like Wild Out. I think it's funny. Do I like Nick Cannon and do I like every person on it? No, I don't. I'd prefer if Nick wasn't on the show. Frankly. I think he's lame and stupid and annoying, and I want him to go away. But like, if it was just like Hitman Holla and Conceited and Justina Valentine and a few others, I would watch it because I'd like to see him just
What
go
happened?
back
What
and
happens
forth.
if he's on Wildin' Out, Jeff, and the theme song was Gigolo, and he was playing the flute like this? Boop 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 boop. Would you get a kick out of that?
Dude, it's funny though because a lot of the people bring up his non-career, how like he has one song ever.
Uh,
Uh, I'm a gigolo. Yeah, that was
there you
what a
go. Yeah,
redo.
little R. Kelly. Back before we knew R. Kelly was really, the R. Kelly of today. Yeah, he still had some
I
swag
will
back
admit, no,
then.
Nick Cannon has got with a lot of hot broad.
Yeah,
I
it's
will.
famous.
But like, listen to his kid's name, Donnie. Like, this is Nick Cannon. Listen to his kid's name, Golden Cannon. Moroccan Cannon, Monroe
How many kids
Cannon.
does he have?
Monroe's not.
He's got 3 kids?
He has
All with Mariah?
3 kids. Yeah.
Hmm.
But, like, you name your kid Golden and Moroccan. That's your kid's name.
Yeah.
And he always wears these, like, turbans, like, on the show. Like, what is the deal with that?
But he
I don't
was
know.
in a movie with Christina Milian, Jeff, so you do get some instant points for that. That's Sean
True.
John? Is that real Sean John?
Yeah, Christina Milian's she's
Still bad to this day. Yeah.
Crypto Capper claims Nick Cannon tried to pick up his girl for 8 years in Houston. She shot him down.
That.
Yeah, he tried to pick mine up too one time. But you know what I did? I just gave him the smack and said, "Get the hell out of here." No, he didn't actually do that. But hey, good for you, Crypto. You must have a hot girlfriend. Donnie, let's move on. A lot of people agreeing with me on Nick Cannon. Listen, I like street guys. You know, that's my kind of thing. I don't like this cornball.
Isn't he from the street,
shit.
Jeff?
Fuck no. What do you think? Do you think he is? Does he look like he is?
No.
He claims when he was a kid he was like people tried to get him to join a gang supposedly, but I don't know. Supposedly,
Jeff, I remember one time was out when I was in high school, Jeff, and on the football team, I was trying to make starters. I was trying to be a starter, and I'd run some routes out there, and then I would look all the way off into the left up by the cliffs, and I remember getting like 3 lights blinking at me, which told me I was good enough to be a starter. What movie?
That's actually a decent movie, though. I have to say.
It
I
is.
actually like.
Look. Yes, that's my type of genre movie. Which I look like the ultimate white dude, and I'm 40 years old. But back in the day, I watched all those flicks, man. I watched Drumline many a times, and it still comes on to this day. If you ask my wife, she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, yep, that's me.
Nah, Nick Cannon's a complete wank. I mean, everybody knows that. But Donnie, according to his Wikipedia, though, he grew up in Lincoln Park's Bay Vista housing project, which is a gang-ridden
Chicago?
section. No, it's southeast San Diego. So,
Oh,
according to him, he was a
how about?
according to him, he was he was affiliated with the Lincoln Park Bloods, but slated he left his gang affiliations behind after losing a close friend. So, look, maybe he is quite doing his thing. I don't know. I don't know. He just came off as quite like corny kind of, but hey, look, he's made a lot of money, so cheers to him, I guess. That was funny, Donnie, the light thing. I definitely remember that.
Roll back on that stuff like that. Yep, that's how you make it to the what is it? P1? What did they call him on there?
Yeah,
The drum.
yeah. What did they call like the like the new one? Crabs, I think, something.
Yeah, exactly. And the one dude was you can always challenge somebody. So the white dude was on like the big drum, and he was trying to move up, so had to get taught like
Yeah.
rhythm. Yeah, man, classic movie. Come
That
on,
guy
man.
that
Yep,
played the
absolutely.
white dude in that movie, like played the white guy in like all like those movies. Like he was like the with it white guy that like it's so funny.
Yeah, he
that
was at
movie, like,
North Carolina A&T or whatever the school was, and he
yeah,
was the
yeah.
white.
He's
So
like
in the
ever
drum
since I
line.
was a
Yeah.
kid, ever since I was a kid, I used to come down to A&T. It was between Morehouse and A&T, and like I always wanted to be on this line. Like it's always like that in the movie, Donnie. Like every movie with like urban settings, there's always like that white guy that has to like be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Like he's with it. Like he
Absolutely.
gets it. Like yeah,
Mhm.
that guy's. I've seen that guy before. We got a couple minutes here, Donnie. We will. You want to say buy or sell for the radio later, Donnie?
No, we'll add more to that. They're quick ones. I mean, the NFL lines are simple, just some opening numbers that may raise a little bit of eyebrow. I think the Baltimore Ravens -2.5 versus New Orleans, a pretty good line, Jeff. Also, Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. Seems like you can't set a number high enough, Jeff, for Chiefs games. 59. We'll see if Cincinnati can return the favor with some points. And then the interesting one that you see, New England Patriots -3.5 on the road versus Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears embarrassing. Oh my God, nobody's gonna be able to stop the New England Patriots. I think the Chicago Bears might be in a pretty good spot this weekend, Jeff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw you tweet that the other day. That's a great point
Yeah.
by you. I also mentioned, Donnie, I like the Giants against Atlanta. Look, Atlanta shouldn't lay on
Yes, there
over
you
3.
go, Jeff. Yes, talked about it last week. We're saying, are you dead and buried on the Giants? And I said, no, this is the time that you actually want to start maybe
No,
buying and get Evan Ingram back, you
this
get Olivia
is
Turner back, maybe Calvin Ridley sits out, maybe Sanu sits out. Like, where you going here, man? I like it.
yeah,
Yes.
this is more of a standalone like game. It's Monday night. It's more of a fade of Atlanta. I just don't think Atlanta is like worthy of laying this kind of number. I mean, every game they play comes down to the final whistle. They are
Mm.
terrible on defense. I think this is a game for the Giants to maybe stand up. They've had some time off. People have, I mean, Donnie, they are all over the news. I mean, everywhere you look, everyone's talking about the Giants. You know, I don't think Atlanta is good enough defensively to lay this kind of
You
number.
need
So
like if this would be a different story. If you said coming the same way we had a cap, Jeff, versus Tampa Bay last week, you said Ridley, Sanu, Hooper, and Julio Jones out there. There's no way you can stop it. And when they were all healthy in the football game, it was Swiss cheese city. But when you take a couple weapons away, and maybe look, Jack Rabbit hasn't had a great season for the New York Giants, but at least he gives you some resistance versus Julio Jones. Then you might want to match up Eli Apple, and they can hold it down. But if all four of those wideouts or all four of those connections are going to play in this football game, it would be tough for the Giants. But look, you're right, Jeff. Atlanta can't get the stop when they need it. But can Eli actually stand up straight and throw a football will be the question.
someone comparing Nick Cannon to Coolio, I don't agree with that. Coolio is, I mean, Coolio put out one of the one of the, I don't know if you consider the greatest track, but it's a very known track that Gangsta's
On a
Paradise.
long and ride on the
Yeah, I mean,
fantastic voyage. Yeah, come on. I like Coolio was
I don't
best when I
know.
was in high school, man. Mid
And like,
90s.
not for nothing, like he was on Keenan and Kel. He did that theme song. I actually
Coolio was
thought
cool.
Keenan and Kel was a pretty good show. I thought. I
That was
thought
a
it
good
was
show.
funny. It was
Those
kind
two
of
are funny.
hood in a way. Yeah, yeah. And look, Coolio you know paid his dues. Like he
He's
was like
West
a
Coast. Yeah.
firefighter and yeah, he was tough. I don't think Nick Cannon him or any, but I guess I understand your point. Um, Donnie, we'll wrap up the show. We'll talk more NFL. We'll do all that stuff today. A little buy or sell as well on the show a little bit later at 3 o'clock, 2 p.m. Central. The closing line. You can get it on now on Periscope. You can watch it on Facebook. You can watch it, anywhere. You can listen to it on iHeartRadio. You can listen to it on the WCKG app. If you're in Chicago, you can listen to it 15:30 a.m. 102.3 on FM. A lot of stuff to check it out.
Yeah,
It's a
by the way,
national
Jeff,
show.
real quick on
Listening.
that one before we get out of here, I'll give you a good anecdote here. My dad, look, he's older, close to 70 years old. I told him what radio station we were on, find it on the app. So he goes, I couldn't really find it. So I went in the car and I tried the AM and FM station. I said, Dad, you live in the Philadelphia area. You're not going to get a Chicago radio station. So for the older people out there, you got to get it online through the app, please. Don't listen to it
Also,
on your car radio 2,000 miles away.
I want to make this very clear. We love people calling in. We appreciate it. It's fun to hear everybody. I'd love for even more people to call in. But guys, we cannot swear on this show. This is a federal regulated show. We have the FCC. They'll come down on us. So we had someone yesterday. It was kind of funny actually, and we love Lucky. He didn't know. But just if you guys call in, just kind of remember that. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for checking us out. We appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow on the roundtable. Have a great day. Bye bye.